My sister called me the other day. She is employed in the field of education and works with middle school students. One day, the students participated in a class activity. Mind you, this activity involved 7th graders. The teachers separated the male and female students and took them to different rooms during the activity. There, they each wrote on separate pieces of paper about what bothered them about the other person. The boys wrote about what bothered them about the other person and what they wanted. They sit at home with their mothers, watching Good Morning America as they watch The View, as they watch all these shows that are poison. So I asked my sister what her definition of sexual assault was, and she did not give me one. A lot of girls of this age are going to slowly listen to the voices coming from females as they watch. Despite the fact that I am aware that this real-life example is available on YouTube, I still wanted to share it with all of my teenage readers because there is a purpose behind it. All of us are going through the same things at the same time, and mind you, I live on the opposite side of the country from my sister, and I am nowhere near her. We were raised in two completely different cultures, but guess what? The effects are the same. This real-life example was astounding to me, and despite the fact that there is a malevolent hand hovering over the playing field of life right now, it is impossible to ignore. Its purpose is to break up families in order to create a clearer distinction between men and women, and thus far it has been successful. Because of this, we have decided not to participate in the game because, as you may already know, some people are deciphering the secret even though they are unaware of it. The boys in middle school have broken the code, but they have no idea what it means. They have never heard of MGTOW, and they won't hear anything similar in their primary or secondary education. So it's highly likely that 90% of them will have never heard of it within the next 10 years of their life. Fourthly, a good number of these middle school boys probably do not even have access to a phone or social media platform. It is possible that they at least have a phone, but they certainly never had the opportunity to experience the red pill in person. The MGTOW man is reminded by these videos that they also often corroborate experiences. And it's a place to eat when you find the new food that actually satisfies, so if you go there more often, you find the new restaurant, because you had reason to come here first before actually agreeing with the sentient being. The videos that we produce, in contrast to these other locations, serve to edify the MGTOW man. It turns out that feminism in schools actually ends up having a positive effect if other men of a certain age can serve as an example. These older men should expect the generations of MGTOW men that will come after them to be even younger than they are. We see the creation of men in these structures because that is where they are created, and sometimes what is bad can be turned into something good. This is what I see happening here with these oppressive and harmful structures. So young women will automatically look for the closest authority figure, even if it isn't a good one for them. If they don't have good examples of authority at home or in school, or if they believe that feminism is a good authority for them, then these young women will look for the nearest authority regardless of whether or not it is a good authority. And in many cases, that piece of authority winds up being the mobile phone, complete with Snapchat and Instagram. A man is more likely to report something on an individual basis, and he may not even want this information to be made public. On the other hand, a woman is more likely to want it to be reflected by an overarching consensus of minds that shares the invincible unspoken nature of being mistreated in this manner. And while I don't want to discount the instances in which actual mistreatment did occur, it's okay to say that it did happen. I want to emphasize here that the absence of male leadership has this ever-tightening hold that TOW is establishing on men and boys all over the world, regardless of whether or not those individuals are familiar with the term MGTOW. To support us like this video, please subscribe, and make sure to send this video to the person who needs to hear it the most.